Good evening, everybody. Just want to point out it has been a hard day for air alerts for Ukraine and Kiev in particular. Um, just want to point this out is when I was there, you'd maybe get like 3 air alerts in a day, but then you'd have 4, 5, 8 days in between the air alerts. 19th, 20th, 21st. Well, skip the day, 23rd. Yesterday for Ukraine. Uh, Today, uh, I got my dates all backwards. So today for Ukraine, they just switched over to well, not just switched over, but they're in tomorrow already. So there's been a lot of air alerts recently, and they are going for hours at a time. 3 hours for Sumy, Poltava 5 hours 16 minutes, Dnipro, artillery alerts in Nikopol, Mursky, Maharanets. But again, 1 hour. Mykolaiv, only 21 minutes so far. Kiev-Volgograd region, an hour and a half. But Sverdlovsk city has been on alert for 5 hours. Cherkasky, 3 hours 45 minutes. Kiev region, 4 hours 13 minutes. Vinnytsia, 22 minutes. Zhytomyr, 54 minutes. But imagine going through with what, 3.5, 4 to 5 hours a day being under air alert, and it's always at night. Poltava was under air alert for 5 hours for one air alert, and now they're under air alert for 5 hours again. So imagine spending 5 hours of your day wondering when that drone's going to drop. Did I spell it wrong? No, okay. Are you volunteering to be a mod, Pete? Andrew, I could do that right now with a click of a button. So yeah, it's been a hard month for Ukraine. The air alerts are much more active now than they were. Some of you may have noticed in the description there's a link. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But there's a group of soldiers trying to raise funds for a drone, and it's someone I have known personally and have talked to several times. So if he can, and I'll explain that more after we go cover operational information. So as of 10 p.m. October 24th, a total of 157 combat clashes took place since the beginning of the day. Ukrainian defenders continue to resolutely repulse the enemy's attempts to advance deep into our territory. The Russian aggressors carried out one missile strike, 67 airstrikes, dropping 111. Was it 11 111 guided air bombs today. More than 580 kamikaze drones. It's good to see a little bit of a drop in that number. And more than 3,000 artillery shots were fired at the positions of our troops in populated areas. If you watch other streams, I know they've talked about Russia doing double the artillery attacks. So it's been, Ukraine has been improving and Russia has been dropping off, because they were firing 10,000 to 15,000 a day at the beginning of the war. So it's good to see these numbers dropping. We were in the mid 3,000s and now we're just a little bit more than 3,000. And I want to see that number in like under 2,000. Would be amazing. Anyway, in the Kharkiv direction, the enemy stormed the position of our units in the Volchansk and Staritska districts 8 times without success. Zoom in here. Volchansk, Staritska, they're really trying to push into this area. Russia would love to be able to secure a line along this river. This area over here where Russia's holding ground, but they're not pushing in this area just yet. Why? Because there's nothing defendable. They got this little reservoir here, but nothing else to help them defend it. And Russia needs all the help they can get. Yeah, largest country in the world, supposedly the second greatest army in the world, according to them. And they have to ask for help from one of the smallest countries in the... In the Kupiansk direction, the aggressor carried out offensive actions near Glubivka, Pishkani, Lazova, Kruglalivka, Novostinova, and Vishnevo. Ukrainian defenders stopped 8 enemy attacks. 5 more are still ongoing. And Kupiansk is another area where they're trying to get to a river. They're trying to get this reservoir and river as their defensive line. I think it's just my personal opinion, but I think Russia's starting to realize that they will not be able to hold lines for very long unless they have a natural obstacle in the way. It may not be this fall, probably not over this winter, but spring, I think we're going to be seeing some work done by Ukraine. And, get my party hat ready. In the Sirisk, I missed Liman. In the Liman direction, Russian invaders attacked the position of the defense forces 23 times. That's a significant jump up. Druzhalubivka. That's a hard one to say. Kratanivka, Grevivka, Terdrolubov, Terny, Zarichny, Toretsk, Serebryanka, and 2 clashes are ongoing. I'm going to do Seversk in this one. Our defenders repelled 1 enemy assault near Vaminka. So, Liman direction, Toretsk, Katernivka, Olika, I can't remember how far up they go for this direction. I think it cuts off somewhere around here. So, yeah, Novo Lubivka, Zacherny. Anyways, they are having some attacks here. And then they're talking about this attack in Vermika. I haven't gone through and looked to see what advances, and I don't see any movement on the deep state map. So yeah, all the advances are in the southern area. Or all the updates, I should say, are in the southern area. In the Kramatorsk direction, the enemy, supported by aviation, attacked our positions near Chasiv Yar and Prichani. The defense forces stopped both attacks by the invaders. And, you know, of course, we all know Chasiv Yar. Prichani is a suburb of Chasiv Yar. And again, no movement being shown, but they are trying. In the Pokrovsk direction, since the beginning of the day, the enemy attacked 43 times. You sink that in, let that sink in. 43 times today. In Zovdivyanka, Novotoretsk, Novogrodivka, Krasny Yar, Varinka, and Mykolaiivka. Our defenders repelled 36 of the assaults. 7 battles are ongoing. According to preliminary data, 289 occupiers were neutralized in this direction, 126 of them irreversibly. Along with that, 1 tank, 4 armored fighting vehicles, 2 cars, 2 artillery systems were destroyed. Another tank, 3 armored fighting vehicles, 2 artillery systems, and 1 anti-aircraft missile system, and 4 cars were damaged as well. And of course, we know, apparently nothing went on yesterday in Toretsk, which is good news. Of course, Mirlivka, Zovduryanka, Leviska, Seladov. Oh, it looks like you're... Okay, just want to point this out. Watch this right here. This is a rail line. How important are rail lines to Russia's advance? That important. The only way they make gains is along the rail line first. I went through this before with their push into this area. It was along the rail line, and then they spread out. Along the rail line, and then they spread out. And Ukraine was able to stop them there, and they've been trying to spread out, and they've been unsuccessful. So I hope they are able to do the same on the outskirts of here of Seladov. But watch this in the coming days. Operational information. In the Kharkiv direction, the enemy made 26 attempts to break through our defenses near the settlements of Turskyerny, Zeleny, Druj, Georgievka, Dolinki, Novosolodivka, and Konstantinivka. 18 battles have been completed. 8 more are still ongoing. Preliminary data from this direction: 61 occupiers lost to the enemy irreversibly and wounded. 1 armored combat vehicle and a car were destroyed. And of course, Kharkiv is right here, right next door to Pokrovsk, Soledov, Kharkiv. You know, Katanivka's down here. What? Okay. Zeleny Drush is said it's occupied on here, but apparently still fighting in that direction. Zeleny, Novoselidivka. Oh, and just to point out, the other day I showed you that picture of the fake North Korean flag. This is the tailings, the mine tailings that supposedly the flag was raised at. So I mean, this is a tough area for Ukraine right now. A lot of attacks, a lot of repulsing, and very, very difficult terrain. In the Vermits direction, the enemy attacked our units 5 times near Bogoyavlinka and Novoukrayinka. All attacks were repelled. And talking about this settlement here and this settlement here. So a lot of attacks, you know, of course, Volodar is here. Vodani, they're trying to push up into this area. Our defenders repelled 4 enemy attacks in the in the direction of Novodanlivka and Novoandrivka. The situation is under control of our defenders. In the Dnipro direction, the invading troops tried unsuccessfully to dislodge our units of the defense forces from their positions 3 times without success. They suffered losses and retreated. So, should be some good video from that coming out with that, with them adding that. Kharkiv. Novodanlivka. And I forgot where Novoandrivka. So here and here, trying to push towards Kharkiv. The Dnipro direction is generally this area here. And again, I assume the assaults are in this area. There are no significant changes in the rest of the directions. The operation is ongoing in Kursk region. Enemy aviation continues to destroy its villages and cities with guided aerial bombs. It is known about 16 airstrikes using 18 glide bombs. Today, it's worth noting the soldiers of the 25th Separate Airborne Brigade, the 30th Separate Mechanized Brigade, 65th Separate Mechanized Brigade, and as well as the 35th Separate Marine Brigade. They're actively destroying the enemy, causing him heavy losses in manpower and equipment. Of course, glory to the Ukrainian defenders, glory to Ukraine, and Heroям Slava. With talking about this here, the recognition of the units. One of the units I want to talk about is the 422nd Assault Brigade. Or no, is I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, this is 422nd Assault Battalion or Attack Battalion. A couple days ago, they were recognized specifically in this area, along with their brigade, the 42nd Mechanized Brigade. You've heard me mention their names a couple times. They are asking for drones. You know, you may know Viper. You've seen him. He's been in a lot of chats for Mercado, for Rick, for he hasn't shown up to mine yet, but I'll have to get on him about that. But he has work to do. Well, let me just do something here really quick. There you go, Andrew. Thank you for helping out. Anyways, they are... Let me pull that up so I can read it here. They lost their surveillance drones. They are on rotation off the front at the moment, but are going to be going back, and they need to replace their surveillance drones. They're asking for help to get 2 drones to replace the ones they lost. So if you can, and you are able to support them, the link is in the description. You can do a custom amount, do what you can afford. Unfortunately, you know, it's the end of the month, so I won't be able to support right away. So this is my support, bringing it to your guys' attention. If you can, tell them Canty Luden sent you. I'd appreciate that if you guys do. So Blue, here's the information you like to hear. 25th of October, Russians lost 1,630 personnel, 7 tanks, 33 APVs, 34 artillery systems, 2 MLRS, 1 anti-aircraft warfare system, 73 UAVs, 79 vehicles, and 22 special equipment. So, yeah, that number's staying high. And remember, like, keep in mind that the highest losses per day so far has been 1,740. So they're getting close to that a lot recently. Like 5 days ago, there was 1,710. It was 30 short. But also keep in mind, this is wounded and KIA. So this is not like how many people have died. This is wounded as well. Let's go to Zelensky's speech before we go into mainstream news.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Щойно провів доволі тривалу нараду, військові, розвідка, секретар РНБО, урядовці, офіс за підсумками нещодавньої зустрічі з представниками громадянського суспільства. Були на тій зустрічі питання про те, що зараз поки обмежує можливості України і як їх можна вирішити. Зокрема, доручив зробити формат технологічної ставки. Спеціальний формат заради більших і сучасних можливостей наших сил оборони та безпеки України. Найбільший пріоритет – це дрони, звісно, в тому числі дрони, які можуть збивати шахеди. та інші ударні безпілотники. Загалом багато суто військових питань. Також доручив ГУР разом з СБУ особисто зайнятися питаннями щодо визволення з російського полону цивільних осіб. Зараз по цьому результати недостатні. А працювали також і питання деяких законодавчих змін, які потрібні. Також санкційної політики, нашої дипломатії. За пару тижнів заслухаю результати. Зустрівся сьогодні ж з новими послами держав-партнерів, прийняв вірчі грамоти. Представники Фінляндії, Бразилії, Ірландії, Чорногорії, Ісландії та Литви. Проговорив з кожним. Ми будемо вдячні за спільну роботу заради підтримки наших людей, міжнародного права, заради наближення справедливого миру. Також сьогодні відбулася конференція на основі пункту формули миру про одну з фундаментальних умов завершення війни і недопущення нової агресії, а саме про виведення армії окупанта з території України. Те, що дійсно необхідно, щоб відновити справедливість. У цій конференції взяли участь представники понад 50 країн і міжнародних організацій. Достатньо широке представництво. Вчора в Латвії, паралельно з самітом нашої Кримської платформи, відбулася конференція щодо іншого пункту формули миру, який присвячений повному виконанню статуту ООН. І в цій конференції взяли участь більш ніж 60 країн і міжнародних організацій. Починаючи від серпня і до листопада в рамках таких конференцій пропрацьовуються всі пункти формули миру. Всі. З хорошим представництвом світу. Вже були зустрічі щодо ядерної безпеки, енергетичної безпеки, продовольчої, екологічної, після підриви Каховської дамби та всіх російських ударів. Тобто всі аспекти російської агресії будуть винесені в окремий документ, який має стати змістовною основою для другого саміту миру. Покроковий шлях до миру. Зараз, наприкінці жовтня, відбудеться ще одна дуже важлива конференція щодо гуманітарних аспектів. Це звільнення полонених і повернення депортованих дітей. Після цього, у листопаді, будемо готові представити фінальний документ для другого саміту миру. Я вдячний усім, хто допомагає. Дякую нашій команді, Офісу передусім, за організацію цієї роботи з партнерами. Україна першою запропонувала всеохопний і реальний шлях завершення війни, і це було понад 2 роки тому, формулу миру на основі статуту ООН. І нам вдалося об'єднати представників усіх частин світу заради реалізації формули. Провели інаугураційний саміт миру, дуже успішний, 100 країн та міжнародних організацій. Маємо зробити все, щоб відбувся наступний саміт миру, який поставить крапку у війні, справедливу крапку. Такий, щоб безпека нашої держави і людей була надійно гарантована. Ще одне. Зараз на всіх рівнях нашої держави має тривати підготовка до найближчих місяців. Опалювальний сезон, зима, багато роботи в енергетиці, це захист об'єктів, це робота над стійкістю системи. Готуються регіони, готуються громади, готуються військові. Окрім таких системних речей, є рішення, які можуть бути ухвалені безпосередньо для підтримки людей. Я доручив уряду запровадити з 1 грудня нову програму, яка буде відчутною для кожної сім'ї в Україні. Є підтримка для всіх наших людей, дорослі, діти, кожна сім'я в Україні. 1000 гривень на людину. На родину це вийде по кілька тисяч гривень. І кошти можна буде витратити на оплату українських товарів і послуг, зокрема комунальних послуг, електрики, квитки – це Укрзалізниця, українські лікарські засоби. Також доручив, щоб ці кошти можна було витратити на українські книжки, на культурні послуги. Можна донатити на військових, волонтерам, на дрони. Усі деталі має визначити Кабмін і представити все це людям. Я чекаю цього найближчим часом. 1 грудня гроші мають бути у людей. Слава Україні!
Heroes Slava. And I hope you guys caught that. You know, you guys here in the US, you know about subsidies. This is a subsidy for that Ukraine is doing. 1,000 hryvnia to each individual to help cover living expenses, heating bill, water bill, electric, whatever they need to cover. But it can also be donated directly to the armed forces. You know, one of my friends in Ukraine, she lives with her mother and her brother, and so that family is going to have an extra 3,000 hryvnia to help out with the utilities and stuff at their home. I know it hasn't been easy because her mom just retired. She's out of work, and her brother's been working 2 jobs to try and help keep the family supported. So it's really needed, and it can go a long way. And it's really cool that they gave the option to be able to donate it to the armed forces. Popular news, mass media, whatever you want to call it. You know, even the Russian soldiers are complaining about the North Koreans. You know, what the heck to do with them? Korean troops are in Kursk region. They're going to be directly fighting Ukrainian soldiers very shortly, I think. This is one I really want to touch on, is South Korea is talking, and paywall. So no paywall for you. South Korea is talking about sending, you know, I wouldn't say troops, but like instructors, you know, support roles, so they can teach Ukrainians about North Korea's tactics and other issues. Wish I could show you the story, but you know, Business Insider wants you to pay to read. You know, it's not bad enough that the pages are covered with ads. More about UN chief went to visit Putin at BRICS. You know, calling for peace, but you're visiting the aggressor and hugging, shaking hands, you know, doing that kiss on the cheek thing with the aggressors. Yeah, I would too. So apparently Elon Musk has been having secret conversations with Putin. So much credit that NASA is calling for an investigation. Let's take a look at that one, if it's not behind a paywall. And it's behind a paywall. I hate paywalls. Let's see, CNBC. Key points. Elon Musk has engaged in secret talks with the Russian president since late 2022. Musk has become a major Republican donator in his election cycle and is among the most influential supporters of the former President Donald Trump. But he's having meetings with Putin, and it my brain cannot follow this. Why are we letting someone that is doing contracts with the government and talking to our main adversary and then influencing the elections? If this does not reek of foreign involvement in the US elections, I don't know what does. This also means Elon Musk was sitting there talking to Putin when he shut down the internet for the boat drones when Ukraine was trying to take out the ships in Crimea. So if you ordered a Tesla, return it. So yeah, almost 2 years now. He's been in Putin's pocket. Current and former U.S., European, and Russian officials, the journal reported that conversations between Putin and Musk took place while Russia was waging a brutal war on Ukraine, a top U.S. ally. Topics range from business to personal and geopolitical issues, I'm sure. Yeah. Putin pressured Musk to withhold Starlink. There you go. So yeah, here's one you don't hear is Star Shield for the military, but Ukraine's not allowed to get that. Yeah, this guy needs to go to jail for freaking spying. NBC has not independently verified the conversations, which the Wall Street Journal described as a closely held secret. Yeah, no wonder why he wants Trump to win, because Trump's going to issue a pardon for himself and one for Elon. In September, the chair of the House Committee on China returned from Taiwan visit with a congressional delegation where they learned that Star Shield was not operational for American troops in and around the region. I mean, it's looking like he's, Elon Musk boy is helping our adversaries more than he's worried about helping the country that made him rich and is providing him with a place to live. Because you have to remember, Musk is not wasn't born in the U.S. He gained his citizenship here, and that's I don't know what to say. This is crazy that, he's contracted to provide Star Shield for the U.S. military. And for it suddenly to not work near China, that's suspicious to say the least. Wasn't me. Yeah, his proposal of the island. So yeah, Taiwan rejected him owning Starlink in. That's funny. Our allies are more worried about their safety than we are. Of course, they didn't respond. Musk and representatives for X, SpaceX, and Tesla did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Of course, they're not going to comment until they get a spin that they can have from the Kremlin. Directly engaged, so on the phone with Putin himself. Eurasia Group founder and political analyst Ian Beamer wrote that Musk had spoken to Putin before the ex-owner posted social media messages in early October about Russia's war on Ukraine. Musk had proposed that Ukraine should hand over. Oh yeah, he's getting his marching orders directly from Putin. Yeah, there's a key thing. Kremlin officials praise Musk. Yeah, if Putin's praising you, you're doing something wrong as an American. Yeah, drew sharp criticism from Zelensky, Senator Lindsey Graham, and a Russian-born human rights activist, Gary Kasparov. Yeah, it was a matter of space. September last year, Putin praised Musk, calling him a talented businessman. Yeah, here. Putin's praise came after Musk said he had refused an emergency request by the Ukrainian government to extend coverage of Starlink to satellites into Sevastopol. Yeah, he shut down internet access for Ukraine, and of course Putin's going to be happy because he still had ships because of that. So he went to Russia 3 times, trying to buy missiles from Russia. That's funny. So, yeah, X was funded by a Russian-born Israeli who has deep ties to Silicon Valley. Okay. So Milner denounced his Russian citizenship only in 2022. In August of 2022. I'm wondering if that was more to save his stuff from being seized as an oligarch, or if there was other reasons for it. I'll have to look into that some more. So yeah, SpaceX works with NASA and Roscosmos, the Russian space agency. It's, so the aluminum for the Teslas comes from Russia. Yeah, he bought his aluminum from a company that is now sanctioned. Yeah, and those sanctions were lifted under Trump, so he could do his deal. You know, sanctions lifted under Trump in 2019, and Musk did his deal in 2020. Yeah, here we go. Should Trump win, he's promised Musk a role in Government Efficiency Commission. You want Musk in control of our government? That alone is a reason not to vote for Trump, in my opinion. Such a role will give Musk sway over federal agencies, including those tasked with ensuring that he and his companies comply with federal laws. So you're literally putting the cat in charge of the hen house. Trump said in September the commission would be tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government. Trump has repeatedly said Musk would leave the commission but would not have to leave his companies to do so. That is a conflict of interest. That is why Trump was forced to give up his holdings in his hotel business. You know, he just transferred it to his son, so it was still in the family. But Trump was made to give up his holdings in those businesses because it was a conflict of interest, and now he's saying, oh, Elon won't have to do that. Yeah, that sounds more and more like, you know, the corruption that we say that Ukraine has. You know, there it is. Let me catch up with chat here. I'm sorry, I kind of just went off and was ignoring you guys. I apologize for that. Um, yeah, definitely Ukraine has a plan, and they're making sure that plan is well known with their allies. And like Zelensky was talking about it, he's had 2 summits already in the last couple days going over the peace plan, and has more coming up before the end of October, and another planned in November already. No, I don't, just so you know, Andrew, I don't ban people, I don't block people. Um, there's been one troll in here, and I just timed him out. So he could still come back and chat. He just needs to come with a better argument. Uh, I gotta share that. There's an art show that was happened this week, and it was called Kisses, but it wasn't kisses. Basically, people put lipstick on their behind and kiss the canvas with their backside. You might get a kick out of that, Golby. Yeah, I don't do tequila. Hey, KKGG. Uh, okay, I'm caught up. Good chat. Oh, sorry, I should have had something better to look at. More air alerts expanding out. So yeah, that was Elon in over the last 2 years, chilling for Putin. The maybe Deadline doesn't have a paywall. BBC journalist question prompts intense response from Russian dickhead Putin. Okay, I don't need the backstory. I need the question. Putin flipped the question on its head and accused Western countries of aggressively expanding NATO east towards Russia. Okay. So here's the question finally. In terms of security, is it fair that for years our constant appeal to partners not to expand NATO to the east have been ignored? It is fair to lie to our face, promising that there will be no such expansion. There was no promise, and violating their obligations and their promises to do that. Budapest Memorandum, you promised to respect the borders of Ukraine for them giving up their nukes to you. And here we are with you invading Ukraine. So talk about violating your obligation and promise. So apparently we're building military bases. We're not saying that we're going to, but we are already building them. Okay. Still doesn't say what the question was, but that was his response to it. He accused NATO of disregarding international law and financing a coup in Ukraine, while pushing the situation for it to develop into a hot phase. Okay. So the coup he's talking about was the 2014 criminal president at the time that ignored the votes of the people and decided to just... Okay, what kicked it all off was Ukraine voted for a trade agreement with EU. And the president at the time just did not put it into effect, And it was one of the first steps needed for Ukraine to become a member of the EU. And, it's one step, out of like 2,560. And he just didn't want to do it because he was told not to do it, not to let them by Putin, pretty much. So that's how Maidan started. Is they were protesting their president not following through on something that they had voted to do. It wasn't a coup. It wasn't anything else. It was them protesting. It turned into a coup when the president at the time used his secret police force to start shooting protesters in the middle of Kyiv. Yeah, Putin continued to say there is no justice here. We want to change the situation and we will achieve it. And then addressed the second part of Rosenberg's question, which you still haven't told us what the hell the question was. This is why I don't like mass media. One of the reasons, I should say. So apparently MI5, the British intelligence service, claimed Russia was deliberately attempting to create sustained mayhem on British and European streets. Putin said this is utter rubbish. Okay. You can watch the exchange there. So if you guys want to see it, I'll get the share link and post it in chat. So if you guys want to watch it, there's your link. Yeah, Putin batshit crazy. Business Insider says Ukraine needs the Gripen fighter jets. New York Times, atrocities against Ukraine. I'd click on it, but New York Times has a paywall for me. And then the news from the other day of, Russian criminals given the choice, Ukraine or jail. So that's all from mass media. Kolomensky's air alert started 1 minute ago. Ravine started 17 minutes ago. And Donetsk started 14 minutes ago. I believe everywhere else was already under air alert. Let me switch my account to my Ukrainian account. Pull up the monitor. 4 o'clock in the morning. So about an hour ago, I think. Yeah. Zhytomyr, the first 2 unmanned aerial vehicles through the Kerensky district heading west. 1 near Bovary, 2 towards Zhytomyr, and 3 UAVs within the region. Cherkasky, a group of 4 on a western course to Venetia, 1 from Cherkasky to the northwest. Chernihiv, 6 UAVs in the region, western northwestern course. So this is what's causing all the air alerts right now. Packet, basically rocket. 5 Shaheeds in Cherkasky, 3 in Zhytomyr, 2 in Kiev Oblast, and 6 in Chernihiv. See if I put that over here. So 5 here, 2 or 3 here, 2 in Kiev Oblast, and 6 in Chernihiv. And that was about an hour ago, and this is where they have gone, basically, or where they might be heading to. Hey Katie, how's it going? So I'm going to open this up for questions and comments. You guys have any questions you'd like me to address, look into? And of course, YouTube disconnects me from chat as soon as I say that. Okay, I'm back. Hi. Hey, Katie. I gotta remember to wear this hat. Let's see. Open up this. So my Ukraine hat. So I bought this in Kiev, and I wear this pretty much every day. You know, go outside with it on, and you know, keeps me from getting sunburned on the top. So every day, everybody that knows me gets to see this. So it's just a little reminder for everybody to remember there's a war going on. One question that was asked to me before this: what is the verb? Bird is the verb. And snow exists. Anyways, one of the questions that was asked to me was, well, it was just a general question, but I'm saying towards me, is what can we do? What can I do to make a difference? And I told them, you know, one person can't make a change. One person, however, can influence other people and inspire other people to help make that change. So this stream is how I am trying to inspire others. You know, I don't want to be internet famous. I'd prefer to be, you know, a guy in the background going yay or for somebody else. But I needed to do more. In my mind told me I needed to do more, and that's why this stream started. If it inspires one person out there to start streaming, to raise awareness, to fundraise, to do anything, I've succeeded in what I've wanted to do. So you guys get out there and do what you can. You're not going to change the world, but you'll change a little bit, and you'll inspire the next person, and they'll inspire another person, and then that's how the change is made. That's how things get moved forward and better. uh so there's something Colby wanted me to look at, and I forgot to look at it. Let me pull this off the screen just to make sure. Nothing. Okay. Make sure it's not anything that would get me in trouble. So, Wow Woman. Uh, so, Project Constantine pictures. Inside Ukraine series, a snapshot, a day in the life, a glimpse of what it's like to live, resist, survive, and persevere in a nation under attack. Glory to the Ukrainian WOW women for supporting their country and bringing Ukraine closer to victory. So Helena and Jenna for Project Constantine. Of course, Pete. Sorry. So it gives a biography of those guys. More biography. So more information about them, pictures. I'm sitting here trying to click the pictures to blow them up, but it won't let me. Go through a whole question answer type of thing. That's a cool picture right there. The group from Project Constantine. So keeping Project Constantine going. I'm not going to read through all this. I want you guys to visit this and read it yourself. Let me grab the link. I'll add it. There's it is in chat. And I'll add it to the description. So you guys can go and find it and read all this information for yourself. Oh, cool. It's in Ukrainian as well. And just a repeat of the pictures. And now see what would be really cool is if you can make this story side by side and use it as a learning experience too. Okay, here it is in English. And then come down and here it is in Ukrainian. Rather than going down, you can just go across and that's the English, that's the Ukrainian. That'd be cool. So yeah, I'm going to have to read more about this myself. Hey, Slow Evil. Yeah. I must be being DDoSed, uh-huh. No, I'm all green. No packet loss. No, nope. It's just YouTube being YouTube. With that, I'm going to say thank you everybody for coming. It was a great stream. Glad to have you here. Don't forget to, if you can help Viper in the 422nd assault battalion get the drones they need to do recon. And I'll catch you guys next stream. Have a good night and stay safe, everybody. Oh, I need to go. I wasn't ready for that. Oh, I was on my picture the whole time. Oh, God, how embarrassing. Okay, so hold on. Let me redo this really quick. Sorry, I thought you guys were looking on with me, but wow, women. Oh, that's embarrassing. So, links in the chat about Project Constantine, bios for people involved. Of course, Pete, Helena goes through questions, answers, a lot of cool pictures. This is the picture I was saying was a cool picture. Of course, the patch. That is just nuts. I'm too out of shape. But what I was talking about is they have the whole article in English, and then they start the Ukrainian version here. And if you could put the Ukrainian version side by side with the English version, so you could use it as a learning tool as well, that'd be really cool. Especially since, like, on widescreen format, this whole area is empty. Anyways, thank you all for coming. Check out that website, and good night, everybody.